Mr. McMurdo, is he allowed to do that?
All right, boom shakalaka. What we have here is what you should have written down. If you don't have it written down and solved, continue working on it. We're going to go over it, showing you the answers and how we came to the answers, so that you have an idea of how to do these. So let's go over this kind of somewhat quickly, so we can join the Apex Fun Squad, or whatever it's called, that's coming in a minute. Who can tell me how to correctly say this number? Who can tell me? Gage? No, this whole number.
Okay, whole number. 2,039 and 867,000.
Oh my gosh, you're brilliant! 2,039 and, the and goes where the decimal point is, 867 thousandths, because the 7 is in the thousandths place. Alright, so our first part we're going to do, what is the digit in the, when I say it, the class can repeat it to me or tell me the answer. What is the digit in the tens place? Class, everyone.
3.
What is the digit in the tenths place?
8.
What is the digit in the ones place?
9.
And what is the digit in the thousandths place?
7.
7. I thought I heard 11, which would be really confusing to me. How 11, since digits, just one number, just one. So it can't be a whole bunch. Now, what is the value of this next section? Who does not have that section here done? Okay, make sure you're following along. And as you can probably tell, this is going to be recorded. It'll be put on that computer web thing that you can go on. And it takes you to where you can watch the Tube of You video that is on that computer web. I'm not 100% sure how that whole thing works, but it is on there somewhere. I don't even know how you find it. But you will find it somewhere on that Tube of You video place situation. Kind of. Oh, by the way, this video could be sponsored by Sonic. If you'll pay me some money. Or Dr. Pepper. Because there's Dr. Pepper in this cup. And I stop every morning to get a Dr. Pepper, and I have some under my desk. So I'm just saying, parents, if you're watching, I love Dr. Pepper. Thank you.
Seriously, that's Dr. Pepper?
All right. Now we're going, what is the value of? So, when I ask, the class can tell me, what is the value of can be written in two different ways. Now, you didn't have to write it in two different ways on your paper, but you had to be able to recognize it in case it was a question that had multiple answers that you choose from. I don't remember what those are called. Oh, multiple choice. That makes sense. I should remember that. This is my 72nd year of teaching. I should know that by now.
72nd?
That's what I said, too.
72 years old?
No, teaching.
Oh.
Not 72 years old. 72 years teaching.
Well, you're not even,
All right.
you're not even,
So what is the value of the 8? Class.
10. Tenths.
That's not the value.
8
8/10. So it could be the value of the 8 is 8/10. Or it could be written
I did it that way.
Or it could be written 8/10. The value is different than what place is it in. The value would be like, how much is it worth? So if I said, you have 8/10 of a dollar, how much do you have?
$8.
80 cents. Okay? You don't just have tenths place. You have 80 cents. 8/10 would be the same as 80 cents. What is the value of the 6? Class?
600.
600. Which would be written as
0.0.
or
600.
or written like that. Or written like that. So make sure you have these notes in your journal. If for some reason it's going too quick, this will be on that computer web thing, and somehow you can find it, and that will be easy for you to do. I'm going to erase this, but we'll come back to the number in expanded form because I need the room. The 2. What is the value of the 2, class?
2,000.
2,000, which can be written like this. Or notice there's a difference. In front of the decimal point, it'll end in S most of the time, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and it'll keep going. Behind the decimal point, it's going to end in THS. THS. So, be able to recognize the difference between that. In class, the value of the 7 is
7,000.
7,000, which can be or okay, so you can write it that way with a 7 in the thousandths place, or you can write it in word, 7,000ths, making sure that you end in THS. 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 Give me a T. That was horrible. Give me a T. Give me an H. Give me an S. See, it ends in thus.
You said H, not N.
THS. Thousand.
Oh.
Okay. Now, y'all have been taught rounding. You have been taught rounding. So, what? I'm gonna erase this stuff. So make sure you have it written down. If you don't have it written down, get on that computer web place, or find a friend, or phone a friend. If you're playing, what's that video game?
Minecraft.
No, can you phone a friend on Minecraft?
Yeah. You can invite
Okay.
somebody.
Phone a friend on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they can tell you how to do this. If you need to fill it in, it'll be on that web computer thing. We have the same number. And this part, we have to round the number to the 10th. Now, I've taught my class in the past a little song that helps us remember how to round. And it goes a little something like this. So, listen. So, if this is on the test, you know how to sing this song. It says, find your number, look next door. 5 or greater. greater, add one more. The numbers in front stay the same. The number behind zero's your name. Sing it, we will round you, round you. Singing, we will round you, round you. All right. So we have our number. I'm going to write it 2,039 and 867 thousandths. We are rounding to the tenths place is what I have first. The tenths place. So the song starts, find your number. The tenths place, what digits in the tenths place? 8. Good. 8. The next line is, look next door. We look next door. Is the number next door 5 or greater? Yes. So then we go here and we add one more. Now you have to actually do the adding. 8 plus 1 is 9. The numbers in front stay the same. The numbers behind, zero's your name. Singing, we will round you, round you. All right, now, we spoke yesterday about putting the zeros in the back. Are they necessary to have the zeros back here? No. Does it change the value? No. So if this was an assignment that had a bunch of answers for the same question, I can't remember what those are called. What are those called? Multiple choice. Yes, that's right. If this was an assignment or a test that had multiple answers called multiple choice, according to you guys, if they're wrong, that's not my fault. I'm just going with them. You would probably see it written as 2,039 and 9 tenths. That's how you'd probably see it written. So you have to be able to recognize both of these ways to see it. Okay? So our answer over here would be 2,039 and 9 tenths. So when you're writing on your paper, this number rounded to the tenths place, that would be your answer. Now we're going to go back because we have the second thing we have to do is we're rounding to the hundredths place. The hundredths place. And it goes, find your number, which is right here. Look next door. Next door is a 7. Looking. Is the number next door 5 or greater? Yes. Then I add one more. So I got to do the adding. 6 plus 1 is 7. The numbers in front stay the same. So that stays an 8. 9, 3, 0, 2. The numbers behind zero's your name. So I would put the 0 there. However, as we spoke before, yes, ma'am.
If it was a 5 instead of 6, would you minus instead of adding?
No. If the numbers behind is 5 or greater, then you would add right here.
Like if the 7 was like below
the 4.
Wait, because the next one you're going to see that. The next one you're going to see that. All right, so you'll probably see the answer written as 2,039 and 87 hundredths. And we had a brilliant question moments ago that was asked, and I'm going to be happy to answer that. I'm not answering it moments ago when it was asked. I'm going to answer it now. Our next one says the tens place. The tens place. Since it doesn't end in THS, it's in front. Oh, it's not going to answer this question for you. So we'll add one over here. We'll add the We'll add the, let's add to the hundreds place.
Do you have to put that on our paper?
Sure. Sure. All right, so let's go back. So just be patient. So I'm going to have to do one more to answer your question, to show you the answer to your question. All right. Find your number. What number's in the tens place?
3.
3. We look next door. Is the number next door 5 or greater? Yes. Then I add one more. I do the math. Boom. Let's see. That's 4. And numbers in front stay the same. The numbers behind, 0 is your name. Now this would probably be written as 2040. 2040 is what you'd see it written on one of those assignments that has multiple answered places you can check one. Multiple choice, that's what they're called. One of those things that has multiple choice questions, you would probably see it written as 2040. I'm just saying. I can't guarantee it. I can't guarantee it.
No one can.
All right. So now we had a wonderful question by a sweet young lady who is eager to learn. And I'm glad that she's eager to learn. Makes me happy when my students are eager to learn. And don't forget, later, today or tomorrow, I'll be recording the answers to that quiz, the pre-quiz you took yesterday. So you can watch it this weekend and just see how you done. All right. So now we're rounding to the nearest hundreds. Hundreds. Find your number. Which number is in the hundreds place? 0. Look next door, which is the 3. Is that 5 or greater? No. Then I don't add one more. I don't add one more. Okay, so since I'm not adding one more, that stays a 0. The numbers in front stay the same. The numbers behind, 0's your name. Sing it, we will round you, round you. We will round you, round you. We're going to have a musical interlude, which I'm also going to record so I can put it on the tube of you. And it's my friend, Dashing Dylan, who is going to be talking about Apex. We're recording that for all you people that want to become Dashing Dylan fans. He'll sign autographs, and I'll post this on the tube of you later. You may go, dude.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Y'all learning about decimals?
Yeah!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's the thing. I need everybody to stand up. Okay, I want to know who has that cube right there.
Who has the cube? Janelle, but she left early.
No worries. Do we know who gave the cube to Janelle? Why did you give the cube to her?
Because she was responsible.
Ooh, and who gave you the cube?
Yes, he did.
And why did we give the cube to her?
Because she is a hard worker. She asks great questions. Questions that nobody else has asked.
Excellent.
So I was just proud of her.
Awesome! Now, here's what I want you to do. Since she's not here, can you lead the chant? So, remember, it goes Apex Squad, and we're all going to go unite. So you're going to say Apex Squad. We're all going to say unite. Now, I want you to be super loud. I want you to be so loud that Touchdown Trevor across the hall hears us. Deal? You got it? Your name again was?
Ashley.
Ashley. All right? Apex Ashley's going to lead that chant. Get it, Ashley.
Apex.
Everybody say Apex. You're going to say Apex Squad as loud as you can.
Apex Squad.
Yeah! Awesome job, guys. Take a seat, take a seat, take a load off your feet.
What?
Awesome. Yesterday, everybody grab yours. Yesterday, we were talking about the very first step. What was the very first step?
Unique.
Unique. Everybody say unique.
Unique.
Now, what did it mean to be unique? Anybody? What did it mean to be unique? Be ourselves. That's what I'm talking about. Being ourselves. So today is step 2, and it has to do with the letter N. Everybody say N.
N.
Everybody say no.
No.
Everybody say, no excuses?
No excuses.
Now, excuses are one of the biggest things that blocks us from becoming fully united. Okay? An excuse. Listen to this definition. Okay? I know you're laughing. Hold on. Hold it in, okay? An excuse, listen up. An excuse is something that we try to use or say to get out of taking responsibility. Who knows what responsibility is? Everybody. Awesome. Now, there's a huge difference between a reason and an excuse. Everybody say, what's the difference?
What's the difference?
Now, both a reason and an excuse can explain why something went wrong or why we did not take part in it. But the main difference lies in the word accountability. Everybody say accountability.
Accountability.
Now, accountability means that you take your part of the situation. You own up to it. Okay? So, a reason explains why everyone has a part in the situation. But an excuse passes blame onto someone or something. Ooh. Now, if we're not careful, we can have a reason become an excuse. A great example is when I was learning how to ride my bicycle, I would fall down all the time. Who was falling down off their bicycle? That would be Dashing Dylan. Okay? I fell down and fell down and fell down. The reason why was because I was learning. But I was also learning, one, how to ride my bicycle, but I was also learning how to never let my reason become my excuse. Because if I let my reason become my excuse in learning this, do you think that I would know how to ride my bicycle?
No.
No. I wouldn't know. Okay? So, a great example is, I don't want you to use an excuse to turn into a reason. Everybody say never.
Never.
Okay? I don't want that to happen because even if the reason is hard, even if the reason is tough, even if it is out of our control, I don't want you to do it. Everybody say no excuses.
No excuses.
There's a guy by the name of Anthony Robles, and he was born with just one leg. Okay? That would be a great reason to not try wrestling, right? You're like, he's born with one leg? Duh, it's unfair advantage. But guess what? He didn't let that reason become an excuse. He tried wrestling. In fact, he's really good at it. Like, really good at it. So good, in fact, he went to college and won 3 national championships. I would say incredible.
Incredible.
That's right, guys. It's incredible because when we choose to make no excuses, we can do incredible things. We choose to make no excuses, we can become fully united as a squad, and we can do anything that we can think of. I would say no excuses.
No excuses.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say an outlandish excuse, and I want you to respond to me by saying no excuses. Everybody practice that.
No excuses.
So if I say, I'm too tired.
No excuses.
What if I say, but it's too hard?
No excuses.
What if we say, but I don't know?
No excuses.
Right? Coach, what's one that you've heard before?
I didn't have time in 3 days to get my journal signed. Or my agenda signed.
What would we turn, Coach?
No
excuses. Right. So, one thing that unites us is those making no excuses. Another thing that unites us is our squad and help our school with our pledges. Now, do you want to know where you are at on your pledge?
Yes.
Can I get a drum?
I'm disappointed we didn't get to play dodgeball.
You guys are at $8.67. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Now the very first prize is extra recess at $20 per lap. So 20 minus 8 is
12.
12. Awesome. 8, 9, 10, and then add 10. 10 plus 2 is
12.
Yeah. So 12. So that's how many students are in here?
25.
You can blow that out of the water. 24, including coach. 25.
Yeah.
Right?
Boom,
so
shakalaka.
it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to see, is Devin in here?
Yes,
Come on down.
Devin.
And Davin and Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah. All right. Davin. All right, Davin went from 0 to 2, so at $1 per lap, you're going to get a propeller. At $2 per lap, you're never going to be late again because, hold out your arm, you got a slap watch. Awesome job. And Phoenix went from 0 to 2, so you're going to get your very own propeller. That I did not assemble right there. And you're going to get your slap watch. Nice. Now, who'd you get your pledge from?
I got it from my mom, my aunt's friend,
Awesome.
my brother,
Whoa.
and my sister.
Nice. And who'd you get your pledge from?
My mom and dad.
Nice. Let's get them a power clap. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Huh. Booyah! Booyah! Let's try to put that together. Ready? 2 clap. Pull and say hook. Booyah! On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ho! Booyah! Awesome job. Take a seat. Take a seat. Take a load off your feet. All right. Put those in your desks. Guys, look at me. Put those in your desks for now. And Coach might give you a chance to go put them in your backpacks when you get a chance. Okay? So, I have a little challenge to help us get there. We're how many dollars away? 12. We're $12 away. So, tonight's challenge is called the Mystery Food Challenge. Tonight's challenge is called the Mystery Food Challenge. The class who has the most amount in pledges tonight, we're going to add it up tomorrow. That class is going to see the whole entire Apex team eat some nasty mystery food. Now, we're going to have buckets covering the food. And we are going to just randomly select a bucket. And so whatever's underneath it, we got to eat it. Now, what can be underneath the bucket is marshmallows, and they're going to have to just keep eating it. Jumbo marshmallows, like the Chubby Bunny Challenge. Okay? The second one is a toothpaste Oreo. So we're going to take out all the good stuff and put some nasty toothpaste in there. And third one, cinnamon challenge. The fourth one is going to be a drinking of sriracha sauce. And the fifth one is going to be one of the Apex team members going to be so unlucky because they have to eat a live worm. Who wants to see somebody eat a live worm? And who thinks that they can go home tonight and get a pledge? Say, we got this, squad.
We got this, squad.
Awesome job. Now, I have your wristbands for today. They are pink. And what do they say on them? What do they say?
No excuses!
No excuses. There you go, Coach.
Thank you.
Now, did y'all have orange ones from yesterday?
Yes.
Did you have any extra orange ones from yesterday?
No.
No worries. Did everybody get an orange one from yesterday?
Yes.
Just making sure. Okay, awesome job. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand up. I want you to walk around the room. Just keep walking around the room. And when I say freeze, we're going to do the mannequin challenge. 3, 2,
Hello, YouTube.
1, freeze! Ooh, somebody's dabbing. Ooh, fashion models over there. All right, Coach, you have the power to turn them back into humans.
I'm not leaving this way.
Maybe until the end of the day?
Yeah, until like 3. That'd be
Please
awesome.
do so. Don't we have to go to Mr. Douglas' class?
Yeah, probably. Be seated.
Very good mannequin.
Be seated.
YouTube!
He's going to leave that part out.
No.
What, yucky? I don't think they signed in.
Okay, go sit down. All right, we have one. Maybe. We have one last thing to do on this problem. We were asked to write this number in expanded form. We were asked to write this number in expand. Oh, I forgot the hundreds. What was it?
2,000.
Just 2,000. All right. So, expanded form. Yeah, you're going to be elsewhere tomorrow.
She was tickling
Probably over here, next to Gregory. I don't care. All right, expanded form. We go all the way to the biggest digit. What place value is the 2?
2,000.
It's 2,000. So the 2 is in the thousands place. So to write that, I'm going to have 2 times 1,000. 2 times 1,000. And we're going to, because, yeah, we're doing expanded form.
That's expanded notation.
Well, it's the same thing. We're doing expanded notation. They call it expanded form. Okay, so those are the same thing. Expanded notation, expanded form. Plus, is there anything in the hundreds place? No. We don't need to do hundreds. But is there something in the tens place?
Yes.
So we would do 3 times 10.
And then you gotta get this one.
Okay? Then we're going to add. What are we adding? 9. I just have to add 9. Because 9 times 1 is just 9. That's the identity property of multiplication. If you multiply anything by 1, it stays that number. Plus, what place value is the 8 in? 10ths. You're going to have to know it in 2 different ways. So you're going to have to be able to say 8 times 1/10, or, so this is an or, 8 times 1/10. Notice those are the exact same value. Exact same value. You even say them the same way. 1/10, 1/10. Now these are going to be the same in front, but I'm going to give you the 2 different ways you might see it. Luckily for you, you're going to be able to use your journal on any and all tests I give you. So you will have this. That's not a test I give you. That's a test the state of Texas gives you.
Oh God.
All right. What is the place value of the 6? Hundreds. So we're going to add. That's an addition sign. We're going to add 6 hundredths, or 6 times 100th. Or it can be written 6 times 100th. Okay, you need to be able to recognize both ways. Yes, ma'am.
So we do have to write both ways?
If you want to be able to use them on a test or assignment or anything.
Okay.
Now we have 1 digit left. So we would add, what place value is the 7 in? 1,000. So you'd see it written like 7 times 1,000, or 7 times 1,000. So you will see it written in both ways. You will see it written in both ways. Okay? And only behind the decimal point is it going to be written in either of these 2 ways. In front of the decimal point is going to stay the same way you've done it in expanded notation before. Gregory?
I wrote this also in word form.
In word form? Cool. Let's write it in word form. Why is that horrible?
Because I write it.
No, I'll write it. So Gregory, tell me what you wrote in word form.
I wrote 2030-9.
Okay, don't say and 30-9, because if you say and, that's where the decimal point goes. So 2039
39
and
8 7/10.
not 8 7/10. It would be, how did you say it before, Gage? 2039 and, say it again. 867 thousandths.
Why did you say
We're not arguing. Now, to help you do this, just remember this. Write down the number in front of the decimal point exactly how you've been doing since you were 0 days old.
Okay.
Behind the decimal point, you're just going to kind of cover up everything here, including the decimal point, and then write the number behind the decimal point just as if there was nothing. And we know that's 867. And then when you're done, find the last digit behind the decimal point, and that's going to be your last word. So I would ignore everything behind the decimal point. 2039, I would write in words. I would ignore everything behind or in front of the decimal point, and it says 867, and I'd write that in words. Then I would identify the last place value, which is the thousandths, and I'd write that word. So you're doing it just as you'd write every number, just in parts. This part, you write it just like you do every number. This part, you'd write it like you just do every number. And then you find the last place value and you write that word. Are there any questions? Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I've always not understand why is the 8 not once the 6/10.
Well, because if you think it as money, think of it as money. When you write, if I wrote $4.87, okay, $4.87. The 8 would be worth what?
80 cents.
80 cents. So 80 cents is a dime. How many dimes does it take to make a dollar?
10.
10. That's why it's written in tenths. Because it takes 10 tenths to make 1. It takes 100 hundredths to make 1. A tenth. No, 100 hundredths to make 1. 100 hundredths to make 1. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
All right. Great questions we had today. If we think of our decimals as money, thank you. We think of the picture you glued in yesterday that showed you the size of 1, the size of tenths, the size of hundredths, and the size of thousandths. You have that in your journal. So if you think of those things, you have all of these notes. So you should now be able to write in word form, write in expanded notation, to round, to identify place value, and to find the value of digits. You should be able to do all of that stuff in just 2 basic days of talking about this. And if I could give you a test on this tomorrow, if you have your notes, boom shakalaka, straight A's, 100%, high five, your parents give you a hug. And maybe, parents, if you're watching this, this weekend, I want you to buy your children ice cream. Or maybe go to Woolies on Beach and Pruitt and buy your children Woolies. Now, you all have it's frozen custard. It's the best. You all have my number, so if you're going to have Woolies, please call me, and I will go to have Woolies with you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm committed to Woolies. Boom! Shakalaka, love ya, peace out.
Bye.